I'm uncomfortable. Whoa. So, my second gender clinic appointment happened. I met that. That's all I can really say about it, if I'm honest, is that it happened. It was pretty awful and disappointing. It's been 3 months since my first appointment, and last week I had my second appointment. There are a couple of things that I forgot to mention last time which are really important, and I don't know how I forgot them. First 2 appointments that you have at the gender clinic, you are not allowed to bring anyone else inside with you. You have to be by yourself. In the waiting room it's fine, but in the actual room where the, I was gonna say interview there, appointment is happening, you have to be by yourself. I understand the thought process behind this because the whole idea is that you don't want to have any outside influence when you're answering very honest questions, or you don't want to make it awkward for the person who's being asked these questions. But for someone who's very open about pretty much everything to do with my gender, to my parents, it's kind of annoying that they can't be there in person because I essentially just have to relay all of the information that's talked about. And because of that, I forget a lot of things, and I'm very tired, and they'll ask me, my parents will ask me, how has it gone? And I will just want to say, here's my next appointment, nothing happened, good night. Not having anyone in there with me for the first 2 appointments was quite frustrating because I knew that I had to take in as much information as I could to tell other people about it afterwards. This time round I brought my deed poll, my change of name, which I didn't do the first time round. I'm not sure why, I just assumed that I could tell them this is my name now and they would change it without a deed poll because I am trans and they understand the fact that I am trans. But I had to bring a deed poll. So when this appointment came around, I brought my deed poll, I was ready. I walked into the room with a new person. I'm not going to say her name once again. Her name will be Felicity. Felicity sat down with me, and I'm pretty sure one of the first things that she told me was, okay Jace, I'm essentially going to be asking you the exact same questions as the first appointment. We're just going to go through it all over again. Okay. I'm still very angry about it. To this point, it's been a week and I'm still processing the fact that the second appointment was pretty much useless. I understand that a second opinion needs to be formed in order to go ahead with any hormonal transitioning or just any major medical transition. But having to wait for 3 months in between appointments just to be told the same thing, to tell the same things, and to not have any new information whatsoever was so infuriating. I had a good cry about it a couple of days later when it had really sunk in what had happened. The actual appointment, I really can't update you guys on anything more that's happened because the exact same questions were asked, although there were some funny bits in which she asked how often I was misgendered, and when I replied with every single day or any day that I choose to walk outside, and she asks me, oh, so how do you cope with that? And I just have to laugh and look at her and say, I don't cope with that, that is why I'm here, please help me. When I told her that I was misgendered every day, and that I don't cope with it very well, she asked me, what do you think it is that tips people off, that makes them think that you're female? And once again, I laugh and I say, I don't know, because I see myself completely as a guy. Today, I can understand. I am wearing a skirt, I'm not binding my chest, I'm wearing quite a lot of makeup, but on the specific day that I was thinking of, I went out to brunch with my friend. I had bound my chest. I was wearing shorts that were below the knee, like boy shorts, and my hairy legs were on full show. I had no makeup on, and I had not spoken yet, so the waiter hadn't heard my voice. And the waiter comes up and says to me and my friend, "Hi ladies, how can I help you?" What? This particular instance was one that I told to Felicity, and she was like, oh, that's so frustrating, oh, I understand. And I'm making Felicity sound really awful here. She is lovely, and it is not the clinic themselves. I think that needs to be held accountable for the amount of time that it takes for people to get treated, but more so the lack of resources and the lack of time and money and the lack of everything that is put into caring and helping trans people. One thing she did ask for is my deed poll. I handed over my deed poll, and then she asked if I had any ID that had my changed name on it. So I handed over my university ID. She actually revealed something to me. I don't know if she was supposed to say this, but she then told me what it is that they usually look for to not prove whether or not somebody is trans, but to determine whether or not transitioning medically will be a beneficial action for them. And she said one is a change of name or deed poll. I ticked that box. And two, just known to be living out as your preferred gender. She asked me a question, does everyone around you know you are a trans guy? And I said yes, I'm out to everyone. I will most of the time happily introduce myself as a trans guy if I feel comfortable and safe enough in a certain environment to say that. Yeah, so those two things is what she said, that is what they look for. After all that paperwork, she asked about my blood test. I had my blood test done about a month ago now. Less than a month ago, 3 weeks to a month ago. And the information hadn't been sent through, but she said that she would go chase up the paperwork, and I haven't got any emails or anything about it, so I assume everything is fine with my blood work to go and take testosterone. And then Felicity asked me if I had any questions after the appointment had finished. And I asked her, what is the third appointment going to consist of? Because after being thoroughly disappointed by the second one, I wanted to prepare myself emotionally for what was to come in the third appointment, or what was not to come, I guess, because nothing ever fucking happens. And Felicity replied saying that, what did I call her? Melissa and Felicity, so the woman who first interviewed me and the woman who interviewed me the second time, will come together, we'll have an appointment. I'm allowed to have someone to come along with me in this one, and we will be talking about what will happen next in terms of my transition or what I want to do. So I then go on to ask her, why can some of these appointments not be merged together? Why can't you have, say, longer appointments? This appointment did not even take an hour, it took about 50 minutes, which is really not a very long time. I just want things to happen, but I don't want to get upset because I have to go out tonight and I want tonight to be nice. Her response was to say, obviously the forming of the first opinion and then the forming of the second opinion has to be independent, and that I completely understand. But I asked, why could the second and third not be merged, but I understand the logistics of it and the ins and outs, but personally I don't see why certain aspects of the appointment processes could not be put together and made quicker or just easier for the person involved, because this has been a very, very mentally tiring time, and next appointment is mid-August, so that is another 3 months away. For 3 appointments, that has been 9 months. Another question that I asked, which I teared up asking because it's just such an important thing to me and I'd never really aired it out before. I'd never said it out loud to anyone, so I got quite emotional. I asked if it was reasonable to hope or expect to be on T before the end of 2018. I can't imagine turning 20 and still not being on testosterone. That is a very upsetting thought to me. Felicity responded saying that she couldn't obviously give a definite answer for that, which I understood, but she said if things carry on as the way they are going, all the appointments take the same amount of time, she said that it wouldn't be shocking for me to be on T. She said it wouldn't be a completely unreasonable hope to have. I got something gross on my foot. Okay. That's it, I guess, for now. I hope you guys have a lovely day, whenever you're watching this, whenever I upload it. And I'll see you guys later with a new video.